Right, should be live. I'll just get the chat up in case anybody is. Oh, it's a bit of a chat. Okay, so I think we're okay. So yeah, I've had a break. If you follow my channel, you know I've been pretty quiet of late. Wasn't in a great place towards the end of last year, but I've kind of reviewed some of the ideas of songs I've had. I've kind of written bits over the last, I don't know, 12, 18 months, and they were kind of okay. So I thought, let's just get the big camera up first of all. Where are you? Hello. Up there somewhere. Yeah, hello. So I kind of thought, yeah, there's enough there for an album. So I'm just going to kind of like live stream my process as I write stuff. Not necessarily, well, some got to be written. Some songs are almost there. I'm doing this off this lapel mic, so I don't have to keep putting my face into a microphone, so I can just talk as I'm doing it. So it's not the best quality in the world, but hopefully it does the job. So this first track is almost finished. This one's called Infinite Night. I'm just kind of tweaking the mix at the moment. I tend to sort of mix and master as I go along. I've got some mastering nonsense on here. So I was going to have a play. There's a few bits I want to do, a few fills and stuff in this. So we'll just kind of have a listen. And yeah. So I listened to this the other day. I had like this bass and then a sub bass, and there was way too much bass. So I've taken that sub bass out. A lot of this has come from the hardware in here. This bass is off the MPC. So kind of a mixture of plugins and hardware stuff. So this one's a bit more of a chilled kind of electronic vibe. There are going to be some acid bangers on here. Because I like a bit of the old 303, as you probably know. Let's go to this view so you can see what I'm doing in Ableton as well. Let's bring that up a little bit in the mix. Give it a little bit of reverb and delay. Why not? Well, hopefully the sound quality is alright on this, because again, I've been messing about with settings for the stream forever. So yeah, let me know if it sounds okay when you do watch this. Right, so this middle bit wants a bit of work. This bit's nice, but I think the bit after we want some 909 fills, I believe, I think, in here somewhere. I was going to listen through the track and then I'll work on some stuff. Yeah, I think it was this bit when I faded. It's coming back in there. Do we need this next bit? Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, where's the bit I... Yeah, that bit I'm not sure about, where it just kind of goes down to nothing. Do we just... Nope, wrong one. Oh, it's quite nice actually. So we have this choir and then this other. Okay, that's better where they go. Right, so I feel like I need a few snare fills in here. So let's stick a MIDI track in, and my favourite snare drum, the 909. I mean, I've got millions of snare drums, and I always go back to the 909 because it just sounds great, because it's a 909. Okay, so let's have a listen where we want a few snare fills. So perhaps I want one going into that bit. No, because it's okay, we're gonna leave it on that bit. Let's go down here. So I think we probably want something going into this section. Yeah. All right. Let's see what something sounds like in there. Something like that, and then we'll just go 16th, something like that. Yep, it's going nice. Put it all in there. nice. So stick an EQ on that. So this is something I do pretty much on every, well, yeah, I think always on every track. Even for snare fill like this. So let's just loop that bit around. See, there's a lot of low end in this, which I'm going to get rid of. So it's not muddying up the mix. That's a nice sounding snare, actually. Cool. And feel free to say hello in the chat. Anybody around there if you've got any questions or indeed suggestions for the song. So actually, I'm thinking. Oh, why are we glitching out? I might actually just bring a snare in with that. Right, so we get into this bit. I don't know why that's sounding so awful, but anyway, we will have a snare drum. And that comes in. Yeah. Subtle, but it's nice. Just adds a little bit extra. In fact, we might even. Let's do belt. A little bit of a ghosty note thing at the end. Okay, we'll have a little fill on that one. Something like that. Yep, nice. Okay, yeah, so we want to fill in there, don't we? Like that, something like that. Nice. think I'm going to be really lazy. Copy all this across to here. Oh, lazy producing, but oh well. Okay, then we're going to reintroduce that piano in here. Let's just tidy a bit of this up. Settle down, CPU. I am streaming and trying to do this at the same time, which my computer doesn't like. Let's put it in from there. No, don't want that. Sorry, I think it probably drops too much out there. Let's perhaps put the open in for a couple of bars. Yeah, that's better. I just felt it dropped a little bit too much on that bit. Yeah, and then we'll drop it out here. And this choir is really nice. If you're wondering what this is the Jacob Collier choir, which is a free Native Instruments plugin for Kontakt. And it's bloody brilliant for choirs. But I'm going to finish on that because it's a lovely choir. Alright. I think that one is almost there. I'm going to export that. I won't export it now because you don't want to watch me export a track for 5 minutes. So yeah, I tend to mix and master as I go along. I've just got into gain staging quite a bit at the moment as well, so I'm going to try and do that on some of the other tracks. Right, so let's save that bad boy. And there's another one that is, I don't know, almost finished, or shall we work on new? What time is it? I'm going to need to eat some food in a bit. Okay, let's go with Not Forgotten. So this is one where this is a very chilled kind of ambient thing where I got this vocal sample going through it. I just really checking the mix on this. Okay, and I probably got way too much bass. Way too much bass. No. Let's just ease that down a bit. That's
Here's
better.
how I break it down. A writer writes a novel. A songwriter writes a song. A symphonist writes a symphony. Which is maybe the best example because all the best ones were written for God. So tell me what happens if Beethoven's writing his Ninth Symphony and suddenly he wakes up one day and realizes that God doesn't exist. So suddenly all of these notes and chords and harmonies that were intended to, supersede the flesh, you realize, oh, that's just physics. So Beethoven says, shoot, God doesn't exist, so I guess I'm writing this for other people. It's just nuts and bolts now.
There's some amazing sounding pianos as well on the MPC, which is what all these were from.
Let's leave love out of this and let's wrap this all up under the blanket of someone thinking this is something that they'll remember me for. And they did, and we do. And sure enough, we do what we can to endure. We build our legacy piece by piece. And maybe the whole world will remember you, or maybe just a couple of people, but you do what you can to make sure you're still around after you're gone. And so, we're still reading this book. We're still singing a song. Kids remember their parents and their grandparents. And everyone's got their family tree, and Beethoven's got his symphony, and we've got it too. And everyone will keep listening to it for the foreseeable future, but that's where things start breaking down. And then there's gonna be one big, we're still reading this book. We're still singing a song. Kids remember their parents and their grandparents. And everyone's got their family tree, and Beethoven's got his symphony, and we've got it too. And everyone will keep listening to it for the foreseeable. And so, we're still reading this book. We're still singing a song. Kids remember their parents and their grandparents. And everyone's got their family tree, and Beethoven's got his symphony, and we've got it too. And everyone will keep listening to it for the foreseeable future, but that's where things start breaking down. And then there's gonna be one big tectonic shift. Yosemite will blow, and the western plates will shift, and the oceans will rise, the mountains will fall, and 90% of humanity will be gone, one fell swoop. This is just science. Whoever's left will go to higher ground, and social order will fall away, and we revert to scavengers and hunters and gatherers. But maybe there's someone. Hunters and gatherers. But maybe there's someone.
I was going to get rid of that bit. It's a bit too much of a gap between now and the next bit of the vocal.
Revert to scavengers and hunters and gatherers. But hunters and gatherers. And gatherers. Mankind's on the verge of being wiped out, but it keeps going a little bit longer because someone hears someone else hum a melody in a cave, and the physics of it in their ear make them feel something other than fear or hunger or hate, and mankind carries on, and civilization gets back on track, and now you're thinking you're gonna finish that book. But it won't last. Just by and by, the planet's gonna die. In a few billion years, the sun will become a red giant, and by that point will have set up shop on some completely different planet. Good for us. Maybe we've figured out a way of carrying with us all these things that matter. They've got a photocopy of the Mona Lisa out there. Someone sees it, mixes a little bit of alien dirt with some spit, paints something new. The whole thing keeps going. But even that doesn't matter, because even if some form of mankind carries some recording of Beethoven's Ninth Symphony all the way into the future is gonna hit a brick wall. The universe will keep expanding, and it'll eventually take all matter with it. Everything you've ever strived for, everything that you and some stranger on the other side of the planet share with some future stranger on some entirely different planet without even knowing it, everything that ever made you feel big or stand up tall, it'll all go. So, you can write a book, but the pages will burn. You can sing a song and pass it down. You can write a play and hope that folks will remember it. Keep performing it. You can build your dream house. But ultimately, none of that matters. Matters. Matters.
Let's whack a load of delay on that last matters. See what it sounds like.
None of that matters.
Good, but too early. Too late, sorry.
That matters. The folks will remember it. Keep performing it. You can build your dream house. But ultimately, none of that matters.
That's I think I tuned that to the right note. That's a fat kick drum, isn't it?
Everything you've ever strived for, everything that you and some stranger on the other side of the planet
What's
share
the
with some
automation
future
doing?
stranger
Absolutely
on some
nothing.
entirely different planet without even knowing it, everything that ever made you feel big or stand up tall, it'll all go.
Okay, again, I think that one is almost there. Let's just hear it when that kick comes in. Where are the basses?
Here's how I break it down. A writer writes a novel. A songwriter writes a song. A symphonist writes a symphony. Which is maybe the best example.
Right, I think that one's ready for the car test. Because everything has to sound good in the car before it gets passed. Right, so that's two I need to export. Let's possibly have a look at one that I've not got very far with. Time is at 12, right, I don't know, 15-20 minutes, and then I need some lunch. Yeah, hello, if you're anyone watching, say hello on the chat if you're there. I'd be interested to know what the sound is like, because it's the first time I've used these new settings in this laptop. So yeah, give us a shout in the chat, see if it sounds all right or if it sounds shite, and then if it does, tell me and I'll try and do something about it. Which one shall we do? Acid Idea 1. Punchy song title. Let's see what this one's doing. RJ Wood, good morning from the USA. Hello. Nice to have you all the way from the USA. What time is it in the USA? I'm guessing it's early morning there. Right, so this is... yeah, I got this... obviously, I've got various 303 things in the studio. I've got the Behringer one. I've got a couple of Roland ones. I've got the T8 and the TB303 one. But occasionally, if I'm not in the studio, I just want to do some acidy stuff. Let's give... Oh, what's that? Oh, I don't want... Okay, hang on. Just one sec. Just got to sign in some nonsense on here. If I can remember my password. I think that was it. No, it's not. Is it that? Oh, Christ's sake. Sure it's that? No. Let's do it that way, then we should be in. Yeah, so I was talking about the 303, and I got this. Let me just hide a thing. There we go. Just so you can see this a bit better. Let's just get rid of that camera for a sec. Yeah, this AM Studios Acid Rack. I think it was about £4. It's a Max for Live thing, and it's pretty good. It's got a few presets in there, and it does the job quite nicely. I think the only thing you can't really do is like the envelope things you could normally do on a 303. But anyway, this is what that sounds like. This is a little idea I got going on. I've recorded some 303 audio as well. I can't really remember what I've done on this. Yeah, so that is... This is just a little idea I got. That's this... But it's quite nice for like dirty 303 sounds. And then... I think I recorded... I think that's from the Behringer 303. And that's from another 303, I think. Let's put everything in, why not? Okay. Not sure about that one. What's this one doing? The Okay, RJ Wood has commented, yeah, great to see someone else's process that he messes around with, or he or she, I don't know, might be whichever. Analog synths mostly, but never releasing music. Yeah, the releasing music thing is, let's turn that off a sec. It's kind of the frustrating thing. It's, you can never have enough acid, exactly. Yeah, releasing music is, but it's one of those things where getting a track finished is kind of a tricky thing. But then, like, releasing it and like 3 people listen to it, and it's a bit disheartening when that happens. But 3 people will listen to it. It's better than none, I suppose. Right, so I need to start to think about how I'm going to develop this into a song rather than a 4-bar loop that I play for the next hour. That's quite a nice little bit for a start. And then, I mean, I'm not necessarily going to use this 909 kit, although it's quite cool. Right, so what I tend to do is reuse kicks from other songs that I know sound good. So I finished an Acidy track the other day, which actually got played on the radio last weekend, which was nice, which is called Move, which is going to be on the album, which that one is finished and done. And I'm going to use the kick drum from that because I can, because I know it sounds good, and because I'm lazy. I don't care, I've written it. Right, so I'm just going to drag this kick into here just so I've got the sound for that. It's obviously going to be all over the place because it's the one from the original track. So let's just bring that in here, and then I think what we'll do is let's just chuck all that over here for now, and we'll kind of start to think about what's that doing. You can bugger off. How we're going to start this damn thing. Kick drum. Take solo off your Muppet. Good start. Let's just loop that a sec. Just a little bit more low end in there with that. That's nice. For now, anyway. All right, let's just. So I think I'm going to start with like a load of like just drums and percussion and stuff going in. So we'll have. We'll do 8. Do we want 8 bars of just kick? Probably not. We'll do 4 bars. And I do quite like some of this percussion I got from the 909 on here. So going to get rid of the kick. And let's just do it like that. And then for this one, let's just get rid of them. Just duplicate that a couple of times. And then we'll go like 8 bar things. And see how we go, just with a bit of drum. I mean, I may shorten this down. Okay, got a clap in there. Right, so what I shall do is let's just turn that into one MIDI clip. Don't want the clap in there yet. This is the rim shot. So I'm going to just copy this down a few times. So I like to work with separate tracks for all my drums. Just makes it easier for mixing. So we're going to call that rim. We'll have a bit of reverb on that. Why not? Bit of delay. Let's pan that over to the right a bit. Okay, so I think we'll probably then start. So I'll bring a bit of bass in after that. Very often I'll use a track that I like the sound of and like rob the arrangement from that, or even use one of my own and just like have a bit of a template. But let's do this one slightly differently, right? Let's just copy that load of times across, and I'm thinking, what did I use for that? I think that was just a recording, wasn't it? Okay, so that's some MIDI stuff. I'm just going to put that down there. This is the audio I recorded, which I may change, but okay. Nice, okay, quite like that. So then when we get to here, duplicate this down again. Get rid of these. And then we get rid of the rim off this one because we don't want that to be the rim. And let's bring the clap in on that one. Let's rename that clap, and we'll bring the clap a little bit over to the left. Okay, so I'm going to call this 3031. I'm just going to rename that one as well because that's the MIDI that went with that. In fact, that's going to hurt my brain if I do 3031. 303-1. Right, so yeah, something I've kind of recently got into is looking at gain staging stuff. So let's just do a little bit of that, which is something I'm still getting my head around a little bit. But I got this new plugin I want to try as well. Let's bring a picture of me back up in here so you can see what I'm doing down here. So ideally, we want it to be sort of peaking, apparently around this mythical sweet spot. Not peaking, sort of averaging around minus 18 dB. Or what the hell was it called? There's something meter. That one. Let's put it in orange favorites. Okay. And what are we doing it on? That one. There we go. Okay, so we want it to kind of be hitting up there. So we're going to put in oh, I can't drag the whole utilities folder in, you muppet. Utility. And then we're going to bring the gain up. That's way too much. Clearly you can tell I know exactly what I'm doing, because that's not working how I thought it should do. Oh, you can do gain on here, okay. Alright, I didn't realise that. Okay, so that's going too much. We want it to sort of peak around 0 dB. It's going slightly over, but I think that's okay. It's not an exact science. Clearly I know nothing about what I'm doing, but that is better. And if we look on here, Yeah, averaging around about. It's probably a little bit over. This is the average one. I realise that should be Unity gain on not. That's better. Okay, so we're averaging here around about -18. Perfect. That's what we want. Right, let's do the same thing on the rim. That looks okay, but I'm going to put one of these on anyway. And this has nothing to do with mixing. This is just getting it at its like optimum. Optimum kind of level for the next stage. Okay, let me just get rid of the panning because that's going to have an effect on it. Okay, so we're way too much now. Down a little bit more. That's good. We've got to make sure we're not overloading on the master as well. Okay, cool. Let's have a look at this bad boy kick. Now I need to put this in before the EQ. Obviously everything else after that is going to have an effect. Okay. So, just going to turn all these off. Auto filter we don't need because that was from the other track. Okay, so we're way too hot on that. Okay, excellent. Yep, and again, averaging around about a -18 there. So now when we put the EQ on, obviously going to have an effect. So I'm going to just move this after there now. So what I'll do is, because again, if we look at this here, we're not far off, but we're a little bit low. So we're going to turn the gain up a little bit on this. Perfect. So it should now be the same volume. If I turn the EQ off, sorry, I'm realizing I'm being an idiot. I need to leave that there. So I could put another instance of this after it, but when I turn the EQ on, see it's dropping down a little bit. So I'm just going to boost the gain up a bit on the EQ. So again, we're around about this sort of level. So if we turn that off, volume should be about the same. Okay, so if we just A/B that. Yep, it's about the same. And then we turn the compressor on. We're not far off. Around there, perfect. Okay. Done the rim, let's do the clap. Which we're going to get to the bit of the song where the clap comes in. Let's use it over here. Well, it's just a case of doing this with each one, and then we know we're at kind of optimal levels for the next stage of the plugin. Right, let's stick one of these in here. we got on the master? Nothing at the moment. So I'm just going to put these on the master as well and just turn it down so it's peaking around about that 0 point. And it's giving me a reasonable amount of headroom over here. Let's drop it down a little. And obviously, as we increase more stuff in, that's probably going to need coming down a little bit more, but I'll leave it there for now. Okay, so let's go back to panning then. Okay, so now we can start to adjust the balance of things. So clap's too loud. Okay, so then we've got the main 303 line. What's happening there? Okay, we need to cut the clamp across. Right, I'm going to try and get some food in a minute because I'm starving. So I've got the clap coming in for 8 bars. Let's get an 8 bar thing there. And then I think over this next 8, we'll start to bring in perhaps that one. But this is something I will probably re-record because I'm going to want to fiddle about with the cut off and so on, but let's just see what that sounds like. Okay, just for now, let's just check the gain on that. So I've got no EQ or anything on this, which I will need to do. Okay, that's about okay. I think it's so what I'm going to do is, rather than, let's get rid of that one. So that one's okay for now. Because I want this to fade in. So I'm actually going to use the utility to automate it rather than using the volume fader to automate it. It just gives you a bit more flexibility then with your mix for turning this down without having to fiddle about with all your automation. Again, it's something I've just recently started doing. So I think if we kind of bring that up over those 8 bars, something like that. Okay, and then let's just copy the whole of that across. Oh, take the loop off. Oh, what would it sound like if we brought that one in? Yeah, so I'm not happy with their 303 sounds at the moment, but I'm going to get a little bit of arrangement going, and just sort of see there we go then. I'll re-record some of these, but this is was just a 4-bar loop to start with. Okay, I might not even use all of those, but we'll see how we go. All right, let's I'll have too many instances of that going. Let's do the same thing with the utility. In fact, we can just copy that one across. And then the automation should be the same. I was bringing it in now. Okay. Oh, hello, Christ. Yeah. All right. Let's see what that sounds like. Okay, as I say, it's just an idea now, and it's going to need a lot of work, but let's just have a listen from the start, and then I'm going to go. All right, okay. It's not amazing, but it's okay. As a start, right, I'm going to call it a quits for today. And yeah, I'll be doing a few more of these next week, hopefully. So join me next week, and I'm going to work on this stuff a little bit more, and let's see where we go with it. All right, thanks for watching, and I'll hope to see you soon. Cheers.